Yo, we're gonna watch LAHWF, the OG of YouTube.
Losing all hope was freedom. LAHWF. Andrew Hales created the LAHWF YouTube channel and became one of the original pranksters who exploded in 2012.
Dude, I started watching this guy. I was 13 years old. I didn't even speak English at the time at all. And he was one of the reasons to why I speak English today. Because I grew up watching, my teenage years at least, I spent those years watching this guy being awkward and talking to these girls and being completely an idiot. And I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it.
With videos generating over 10 million views at a time where that was basically unheard of. He never really knew how to handle his life.
Can I hold your hand? Can I? I'm sorry.
As a full-time YouTuber, the young entrepreneur was experiencing the great freedom of making a living on his own through the internet. As time went on and his channel wasn't sustainable, he slowly lost hope, vlogging his way from mainstream YouTube success to an Amazon factory worker, telling us the story of how Andrew Hales lost all hope and his freedom. Almost
What the hell was that hair?
picking up chicks. The story begins with this video.
Bro, I think nowadays he's doing a lot better than he was back then after his quote unquote downfall, you know. I think it's like finding himself. But let's watch the video before I talk about it.
I'll ask if you wanted to go on a date.
In early 2012,
it's like the monotone. He's got a monotone way of speech. Like, hi, how are you? Do you want to go on a date? Oh, you don't want to go on a date? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna do this. Okay. Sorry. But that was what made him different. That was differentiated him. That's what made him different than anyone else.
Something as simple as a 22-year-old guy approaching a girl but not being able to form a sentence was viral content on YouTube. With 2,634 subscribers, getting 60,000 views in 2 weeks was amazing. So he kept doing what was working.
In 2 weeks? My boy was crazy.
Holding the door open for people that are far away, holding people's hands, asking people for a kiss. Within 5 months of uploading pranks, the LAHWF channel surpassed 100,000 subscribers and 12 million views. He was quickly becoming the biggest prank creator on the platform, and for a good reason. Andrew's pranks were harmless, simple.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say. He wasn't doing like any of this fake shit and like super harmful pranks in which they would do something mean to people, and then like if the person reacts back aggressively, then now you are the victim. But you started the whole thing, bro. You started the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like Andrew didn't have that. Andrew was genuine. Genuine. Yeah, I think that's how I said it.
And in a weird way, relatable. The videos were beautiful because they sort of always went exactly the way you expected them, but every now and again you had a crazy curveball. Someone would actually be happy to hold his hand or would actually want to kiss him. But what's a good video without a great host? Andrew was the perfect amount of awkward. Not too animated, not too boring. The people that he interacted with were the stars of the show. He never interrupted their reactions and seemed to consistently get into situations that almost everyone can relate to. On top of
like you want to dab someone up and then you don't know how to dab someone up and then you do some weird thing and then you like hug him. You don't know if you should hug him or not. I've been through that.
that, he was young, handsome, tall, and friendly, so he was able to...
Damn, bro, he still is. It's not like that he is old now and like he's all gone and he's a has-been. Nah, Andrew is fine. Andrew, man. I love Andrew.
Interact with anyone. For the next 2 years, Andrew casually dominated the platform with these perfectly simple prank videos.
Andrew, bro. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even exist, bro. I exist because of you. Or partially because of you. So thank you. Thank you for being part of the whole community for creators and paving the way. Because he was an OG. 2012, bro. He was an OG. You got to respect him. Y'all got to respect Andrew, bro.
With every upload doing at least 1 million views, guys wanted to be him and girls wanted to be with him. Well, not all girls.
Can I have your number?
I'm actually married.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, bye. Yeah, it's all right.
Despite making tons of prank videos where he wasn't necessarily the center of attention, Andrew developed a die-hard fan base, ones who seemed to genuinely care about him. He didn't really think highly of himself though.
Damn, he hanging out with Telly, bro.
Really normal people. You read all these comments, oh, you're a legend, you're a legend. Not yet. Not really.
Nah, you are, dude. You gotta put yourself like in a better way, man, because you really are. Like, honestly, not everybody can do that shit. I know it may sound simple and easy to do, but like it's not that simple.
Just got lucky.
The thing that makes Andrew Hales so funny is that he always looks so bored, tired, and depressed. The thing that made him so funny and relatable is one of the reasons why his YouTube career started slipping away.
And I wouldn't say I'm really depressed because it doesn't really hurt. I'm just kind of tired.
In 2014,
He feels tired. Like it's tired. It's not easy for him to live.
Andrew felt the pressure to start changing up his content, even though he didn't really have to yet.
We're kind of at a low point for LAHWF right now, as far as the views matching the subscriber count. But I'm kind of hanging by a thread, I guess, if you will.
He thought his channel was
Hanging by a thread.
at a low point because he was getting 500,000 views with 1.6 million subscribers, which I must say are still great numbers for a 2.5-year run. But maybe a slight indication that people think his videos are getting redundant. Before clicking on a LAHWF video, you knew you were going to get Andrew on some random college campus, a bunch of awkward interactions between him and a pretty girl, him and a teacher, or him and a jock.
But that's the thing. Like, dude, he's got so famous too that anybody would recognize him. Because he was like blowing out all over YouTube, you know? It's hard to do the same genre if everybody knows you now.
It was a formula that was starting to only satisfy his core fan base, but not earn him new fans. Andrew just kept posting in order to feed the beast. He knew what videos were better than others, but he would post whatever he had finished to maintain his weekly upload schedule. The strategy can only last so long before people start skipping your videos. YouTube was changing a lot. Fake pranks were exploding on the platform, but they had a new name: social experiments. These videos were scripted and set up scenarios to push a narrative. Some of the most
The gold digger prank. Oh, you don't like my... You don't want to go out with me? Get out of here because I have a Bugatti. Oh,
common were
bro, fuck out of here, bro.
gold digger pranks, where a guy approaches a girl, but she doesn't want him. Then he pulls up in a nice car, and all of a sudden she changes her mind. Or anything playing into a racist stereotype or a homeless person stereotype. Some of these videos getting tens of millions of views. Andrew, among many other creators, were making videos denouncing this type of content. It was hurting the viewership of creators who were making real prank videos. Well, at least that's what Andrew thought. The reality of YouTube is no matter what, you just have to focus on your own channel, your own audience, and your own content. When you pay attention to others, you lose focus, become defensive. He gave these fake pranksters way too much attention, and it was starting to hurt his spirit. He had a couple of hits in 2015, including his biggest video ever,
Dude, I remember this.
acting out The Notebook with girls. But that still didn't make him happy.
And then he did the documentary after that, right? He changed a lot.
Andrew posted a day in the life video, which was an artistic way of telling his audience that he doesn't like doing pranks anymore, and he wanted to change.
For now, I really need to just take a break from social experiments and pranks and work on some other stuff because I'm just really bored with them right now.
He tried to continue this vlog series, but it didn't last. And he actually started his own fake prank series. He set up a bunch of ridiculous
I remember that.
scenarios to mock the current YouTube trends. Shoulder checking people, picking up girls like a douchebag, selling Adderall to students as an undercover cop. Ironically, these parody videos ended up performing way better than his normal content, making him become the exact thing he wanted to destroy.
Damn, look at that.
It seems I don't really know what you guys want from me. Andrew was caught in a vicious cycle. Every time he started a new video idea, it wouldn't perform well and would get discouraged. So he would go back to doing pranks because they would get more views. But the prank video
You gotta give people what they want, bro. At all cost. At the expense of your mental health, at the expense of your life, at the expense of everything. The show must continue.
views got lower and lower because he wasn't evolving, just the same old stuff. Plus, there was a new prankster in town. That was epic.
Yo, Juan Gonzalez. Hey, Gonzalez. Hey, Gonzalez. Hey.
Gonzalez was the younger, taller, and more handsome version of LAHWF. His
What?
videos were
Nah, dude. Andrew Hales is beautiful, bro. He's handsome. He's handsome too.
very similar to Andrew's, but he had a little more game with girls and knew the perfect amount of awkwardness to lean into.
I like you.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
have a boyfriend.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
It is. I'm sorry.
Andrew
Damn.
was overly awkward, which obviously is funnier, but YouTube viewers wanted the host to be less cumbersome and more confident.
Is that it?
Yeah.
All right.
He coasted through 2016, tried some skits, satisfied his core audience, which still loved and adored him, but I found this clip that really showed where his mindset was.
He said, people don't go to YouTube for important works of art, they go to YouTube for relationships.
Basically insinuating that the quality of the content doesn't really matter because viewers are watching for the personality of the creator. In the face of this new mindset, Andrew started vlogging and was entering a stage of his career where viewers were not sure if they should feel bad for him or just embrace that his somber, depressing demeanor is his personality.
Bro, he's always been like that. And I love Andrew for what he is, regardless if he wants to do pranks or he wants to do freaking podcast or interviews or documentary style videos or reaction or whatever the heck, because Andrew is such a genuine person. I really like him.
He opened up about his no-fap journey, his drug use, his
I remember the crying video. Y'all complained that he's crying, but you have no idea how much of a man you have to be to really open up and really cry, because a lot of people do this, but they're not gonna be strong enough to post it publicly because people are gonna make fun of it. But everybody cries, everybody does that. So it takes a lot of balls, in my opinion, at least, to put yourself out there and be criticized by people and live with it. It actually takes a lot of balls to do that shit.
depression, and his audience started to get to know who he really was behind the scenes, which they liked. I mean, the views were not enough to build a career on, but he was still getting 30 to 70,000 views per vlog. No more pranks. He finally did it. In 2017, Andrew gave them up for good. It seemed like he was finally ready to buckle down and commit to a new style of content.
I'm going to focus on quality sketches to put on the main channel.
He was getting too old to mess with college students. He launched his Chatting With series and it
He was chatting with one, the more handsome, taller guy. Nah, that's cat, bro.
performed okay. Almost all the initial interviewees were other popular YouTubers. Now his fans that loved his personality had a 15 to 25 minute long episode every week, but it had a tough time
The Elon Musk. Have y'all seen the Elon Musk interview when he did the Elon Musk shit? That was amazing, y'all. They should have continued with that.
resonating with more people because if you don't already know Andrew and love him, it can be hard to sit through his melancholy and depressing tone for a half hour straight. He was very aware of this.
Thanks for being here, Andrew. Yeah, of course, Andrew. This is awkward, isn't it? A little bit, but we can get through it. So why don't you do pranks again? I go through phases. I get bored of them and I get burnt out, and I want to try new stuff, variety. I've been doing chatting withs. Yeah, the chatting withs are boring as shit, Andrew. Thanks. You can't just go from short and sweet to long and boring.
And again displayed his insecurities on camera, so it was back to pranks. Well, only for about 3 months. Then it was back to self-deprecation.
I have no talent, just awkward as shit. I'm Andrew Hales and I'm a little bitch. My work ethic is pathetic. Better upload something real quick. Monotone, ramen noodle hair freak. Habitual, pill popping junkie. No job, no degree, no money. Pandering to my audience like a pussy.
Damn.
Trying to make a comeback, good luck. The prank fed is over, get
Violently self-aware. And this song is very funny to the commenters who casually pay attention, but it's actually kind of sad to watch someone who is so aware of their shortcomings but isn't doing enough to change them. You just kind of watch them repeat the same old patterns. You see, Andrew's mentality with creating content was always skewed. He knew what was quality and what wasn't, but for some reason, he lived by this mantra: just keep uploading. Quantity over quality. Comparing himself to Roman Atwood and Casey Neistat, who were very interesting and very entertaining individuals. They had quality and quantity, something you just can't keep up with. 90% of Andrew's vlogs were him trying to make a vlog, him thinking, trying to figure out what to say or what to do. For years, literally from the point where the most recent video is the same exact vlog from 2016 and 2017. A guy who still can't decide what to create or why to create. Maybe the diss track finally knocked some sense into him because he for real 100% quit pranks after that. From November 23rd, 2017 to March 31st, 2020, Andrew uploaded roughly 2 chatting with videos every month. Some of those videos performed really well, getting in the millions of views.
Yo, a million here?
Which is very difficult
The Trading Million, I remember that video too.
for that format, despite the famous adpocalypse, which made all YouTubers
But that's the thing, it's hard for us to judge people because like only they know what they're going through in their inside of their minds. So it's really hard for us to just say, oh, you should have just done this, you should have just done that, or whatever the hell, because it is really not that simple. It depends on so many conditions, like what he's going through financially, the things that how like what his mental state is, because nobody talks about his mental state. You know, sometimes you just can push through things. He might not be happy. He might not be in a good way. And also, I heard that he blew up a lot of money, so he was not doing very good. And you know, it is really not that simple. It's really not that simple. It's that, like I said, being YouTuber, people like to romanticize it like it's some magical shit, but it really is complicated. It's really not that simple, you know.
drop in revenue, sometimes by 90% in extreme cases, Andrew was comfortably making over $200,000 per year on YouTube. This was his second peak. He was a
200,000 a year.
certified YouTube legend with a pretty successful rebrand. All his friends were becoming very successful on the platform. Danny Duncan, Churdleys, Ryan the Leader, Ross Creations. He got too comfortable. He partied, took a lot of vacations, and forgot to pay taxes. His lifestyle was not sustainable with his work ethic.
He's so self-aware.
He
doesn't care about exposing himself. That's what a real man does, bro. That's what I respect him, you know. I respect Andrew Hale so much because he doesn't care about like the opinions, you know. He's just putting things out there to put the things out there and doesn't give a shit.
life one day
He's just like, I'm gone. I don't fucking care about nobody. I'm just gonna be me, dude. And if y'all gonna judge me, then judge me. I don't care.
at a time,
I respect it a lot, man.
which can be better for your mental health.
I hope he's doing okay. I don't know like how he's doing today. I watched his stream, I think a couple weeks ago, but I don't know exactly how he's doing, but I hope he's doing fine.
But you would think Andrew would try to be more prepared considering he already had one fall off before. It was when the pandemic hit, which everyone suffered, but Andrew took it a lot harder than others.
What?
He was going mad.
What the hell is going on in here? The fuck?
His chatting with series became increasingly difficult to maintain. He was just throwing random content ideas out there.
Line, staring up the road, pray to God I see headlights.
It would get worse. In the beginning of 2021, Andrew made a confessional vlog about his serious $50,000 credit card debt.
I'm just trying to be smart here and save money and get out of debt.
Something that millions of Americans deal with. He made the grown-up decision of moving out of LA with his girlfriend to save some money and get out of this financial hole. The content during this time couldn't be more random, just throwing stuff at the wall to see if it sticks. He only had 2 content styles that people really loved, chatting with and pranks. So it's not like he could just keep uploading videos to make money. Again, it was almost impossible to ever tell how serious things were because he would just laugh it all off. You couldn't tell if you were looking at a depressed man who's losing all hope or just a shy, introverted man giving a little update video. This feels like some sort of art documentary about a lost soul trying to find himself again. Eventually, he admitted his life situation to everyone in his How I Became Broke video, which is where a lot of his old fans, including myself, were shocked to see him on the YouTube recommended and realized, wow, I haven't thought of Andrew Hales in years. From there, he got some continuity back in his channel, giving life advice from the perspective of a guy who was kind of at the bottom and had nowhere to go but up. But this still wasn't enough for him, and on September 30th, he announced that he got a job at an Amazon warehouse. There's nothing wrong with working a normal job, but it's pretty rare to see someone go so backwards, from millions of views to pushing boxes around. But why? Why not just leverage your YouTube? Get a social media job, just work super hard on content.
Or I'll may repurpose.
I don't know, dude. Like I said, it's hard. It's hard to just... I feel like giving a simplistic answer, it feels like too simplistic because you don't know exactly what he's been through in his day-to-day life, you know, only he knows. So like it's not that simple to just say, oh, suck it up and just start over. Because like some people, they're stuck in a situation in which they cannot get out of it. And it's not like, oh, just work harder or wake up earlier, all that kind of BS talk. Because sometimes you just cannot, no matter how hard you try. That's why I learned throughout my life that I just don't judge anybody. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I have to overreact here in these videos. But at the end of the day, only the person who's going through what they're going through, they know like what they're going through and, you know, their difficulties, and etc. And like from what I can tell, Andrew Hales has always been a guy who's trying to find himself, and he still is in his journey. You know, like I'm still trying to find out myself too. You know, a lot of people, not everybody has everything figured out, and especially at a young age. And he made money too early. You know, very such a young age. Probably was irresponsible. Probably didn't know about a lot of things. Probably didn't know about investing. Probably thought that the videos, you know, would probably just gonna pop up forever, and maybe he didn't take as much advantage of the opportunity as he should have taken. But like I said, it's not me. It's not up to me to judge him or anything, because only he knows what he goes through. But I feel like, you know, I root up so much for Andrew because he's a nice soul. He's a handsome person, a beautiful soul, a beautiful, handsome human being. And the reason why I say all of that is because I remember watching him when I was 13 years old. I didn't even know a word of English. And now I am here, you know, creating my own content. I know it's like reaction-based content, but still, you know, I am like putting in the effort, like putting in the hours to like do research, to, you know, learn how to talk, learn how to do this, learn how to, I have other channels as well. So like all these things came back from those creators, you know, that, you know, they were first before all of us. These guys were there, you know, they're really OGs, you know, and they deserve, I'm sorry, respect, you know. It's because life doesn't always go the way we want it to go, unfortunately. But like I said, it's not up to me or anybody to judge. But I really hope Andrew finds his way up, you know, back in his feet, you know, in this situation. So yeah, man. Oh my God, that got a little serious.
All my old videos for TikTok was, ugh, you know, like, ugh. You know, Amazon is so laid back and like chill, you know.
He lost his drive. He wanted something simple. The simplicity of Amazon and working on a factory line sounded appealing. No worrying about clickbait, no reading comments, no influencer ego, just good old-fashioned hard work. But 2 months later...
Thank you so much for staying around. I quit Amazon. I'm never going back there.
I think Andrew thought it was going to be easy. He said later in this video that he'll get a job at a movie theater. It seems like he's approaching jobs as if he's a 65-year-old retired man, but also says how his merch is selling well. It just leaves fans extremely confused. Why not just try this YouTube thing again? From here, he told us about his experiences as an Instacart driver making $22 in 3 hours. Then his experience as a DoorDash driver. These days, his content is more random than
DoorDash
ever.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The chatting with Elon Musk video, that was so dope.
Random mini documentary about narwhals, a 17-minute phone call with an insufferable fan, but still in the same predicament that he's been in for 3 or 4 years now.
I think that's kind of what I'm gravitating towards, is where you sit down and you just talk like PewDiePie. Well, like whatever, I don't know. I can't do the pranks anymore.
It seems as if Andrew idolizes YouTubers in jobs that appear to be simple, ones that don't require much work or effort. He's hanging on to his audience by a thread, but there are definitely still a few thousand people that really ride for him. He opened up way too much about his life and his personality to not have a diehard fan base. People can relate to Andrew. He has 2.3 million subscribers, but feels like just another person you'd like to hang around. These people want to support him. They want to see...
Yo, my boy Andrew, pulling up with a nice car.
See him succeed. He's too real, too funny, and has way too much potential to be this complacent. But he needs to commit to something soon, because losing hope in himself is starting to make his fan base lose hope in him.
Dude, oh God, that was a W video. What do y'all think, man? Honestly, bro, I rooted for LAHWF so much, and like I said, at the end of the day, only he knows what he goes through, and a lot of things because he only shows us what he wants us to see. Even though he opens up, even if he cries on camera, he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna fully open exactly every little detail of what happens in his life. And at the end of the day, he knows why. He has his own reasons to why, he's becoming like that. And only somebody who lives inside of their head 24/7, they know exactly what really hurts them and like what demons, they have to face through every day. So like, I just really hope that he gets, he gets himself together, like he figures himself out as a human being, and gets back to YouTube. Doesn't even matter whatever type of content that he creates. I'm always going to support Andrew. He was one of the guys who paved the way for a lot of people out there, because he made it possible that, you could make somewhat of a living with YouTube, because back then nobody believed that you could do that, So he was one of the guys who started it, and he made it possible for most people today, even for the documentary channels, he made it all possible. He was one of the guys who made it possible. So I really root up for him. I really like Andrew Hales, and yeah, man, I hope you can figure yourself out. It's not easy. It's not easy, man. But we have to keep going. We gotta keep trying. Life is not easy. Life is hard. Sometimes a lot of things happen that we're not expecting, and then we gotta keep pushing through. Unfortunately, So yeah, let me know what y'all think, man. Take care. Hope y'all liked the W video. I'm gonna put the credits to the guy and the credits to Andrew as well, because W is such an amazing guy. Yeah. Bye.